Yo,
Wait,
Phil,
you mean the cards?
Yes, bro. I had a holographic Mew. I had a Japanese Mew too, holographic.
wild.
I had a Chauncey.
Yeah.
Bro, my collection was OD.
I thought you
And
were
I
talking
had a
about with the
bunch
game,
of-
the video game at
cards.
first. But with cards, you were stealing these little kids' cards.
Trading, bro. We agreed to trade. And we were all
agreed to
minors.
trade.
Bro.
Yo, you are a terrible person. You knew exactly what you knew, the risk and the reward. You knew all that.
And if you ain't fucking with this podcast, then you're just a bitch ass trick.
I forgot I had to do the little thing.
You gotta say what's up, motherfuckers.
You go ahead and say it.
What's up, man?
What's up, my lovers? We're back with another episode of Save It for the Pod. This pod, we're gonna be missing Luke again, and we're gonna be missing Zac this time.
So I will be taking over the Zac duties. Sorry, my voice doesn't sound as nice as his.
Damn, I really wanted to do that introduction. I'm
we-
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
It's too late. He already introduced us.
Do it again.
No, I can't. It's too late. I lost it.
Well, you can introduce someone else that we haven't spoken.
Yeah,
yet.
stupid.
I don't know who's here.
Just look to your left.
Oh,
Hi.
Hey.
Are you trying to act like you don't know her all of a sudden?
Wow.
As soon as the cameras get on,
That's
We got another
crazy.
special.
you got some side chicks or something? You
Let me
don't
tap
you
into
tryna-
my inner Zach. Yo, we got another special guest this week.
Hi, everybody.
We got Phil's girlfriend, Dani's here.
That's me.
Danny's here. That's funny. On my phone, I have her as Dani Phil.
Lit.
But yeah, so Dani's a very, very verbose person. She speaks a ton.
I'm
We
extremely
might not be
extroverted.
able to get her to stop talking on this podcast today.
What's up, Shorty? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. I didn't know I was going to be on the show today, so
yeah, last minute ad.
we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, first tell the audience how we met.
Phil and I met about 2 years ago. We met on a dating app, like so many people do these days. We met
That's
on
the norm.
Hinge.
That's what.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Smells good.
And who slid on who?
it was me, right?
You don't remember?
I don't.
She didn't listen to last week's episode, or else she would also know.
I did listen last
You don't
week.
remember you
No,
slid
then
in
how
my, you liked my photo?
Oh, I did like your photo.
And then you was like, damn, Shorty kind of cute. I hope he holla at me. And then I hollered at you. Started rapping, and that's how it happened.
What'd you say? What'd you say to her?
I think I said, what's up?
Okay.
You said more than that. I had to make
That's-
sure you're normal before I meet you in
Nah,
person.
I was like, no, I think I was like,
wait. You had to make sure he was normal.
yeah,
so what,
before you
how
meet
did
someone
you-
off a dating app, you have to make sure they can have a conversation and
But
that they're not
Phil is
But
just
like-
a
very
general
far from normal,
creep.
though.
But like,
I didn't realize that till I met him. Yeah.
and I'm very dry in
So-
conversation.
so when you guys like just texting, like DMing?
Yeah, we was messaging, and then I asked her for her number to text her because I wanted to get off the messaging app.
Okay.
Oh,
As-
hey.
It's a typical
You
move.
slid in there like you were socks
Yeah.
on some.
'Cause I
Danny,
be- I like
on
to be
some
like,
pile?
I used to be like, this app is killing my battery. Can I just text you because I like checking my app?
The app is killing my
that was
battery.
killing
You
her.
said that?
That's smooth.
I don't remember that, but it was something like
along
that.
those lines.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather just text you. It's so much easier to text you.
Okay.
And I started texting her. And then, I sent her a dick pic.
No. No.
No.
No. No dick pics. I would not have gone out with him.
So-
Wait. I thought maybe it came after you guys said. So what was the
No.
first date?
I took it to her speakeasy.
It was actually a great first date
Oh yeah.
from my end. Phil thought I was too quiet, but
Right.
Quiet as
he asked
hell,
me on a
bruh.
second date, so clearly he liked my
Yeah.
company.
Because you was
Mm.
cute.
Mm,
And I thought I was going
Dang, it was all
he
about
like
looks.
that.
It was all about looks.
First couple days, yeah, I gotta like initially when I go on dating apps, within a couple.
Well, that's what it is.
dates,
That's all you can tell for dating apps for the most part. Is how
it's
they
all
look.
looks, personality. But then for me personally, I try to see if I can, get some skin a couple dates and go from there.
Get some skin. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what else? Tell us a little more about yourself, Dani.
Let's see. I'm a speech pathologist. I work in a hospital. I've lived in South Florida for about 3 years now.
Okay.
Um,
And before that.
before that, I'm actually from Chicago.
Shout
Funnily enough.
Dang, so two Midwest girls on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm from
back to back.
Chicago, but I didn't know Phil when I lived in Chicago. We met down here in South Florida. So
Yeah.
that's that.
Ooh, like a couple years ago now.
You've been dating for 2 years.
2
almost.
years, yeah, just
Yeah,
about.
I don't date South Florida women no more, so
Yeah.
Well, I
When
hope
have you
not,
ever?
because you're with me.
that's a good point. Because it's a very good point.
You haven't dated any South Florida women down here?
Yeah, I usually don't date South Florida women though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong with South Florida women?
They're very attractive, but I tend to think a lot of them are shallow, which is why when I saw your profile and you're from the Midwest, I was like, oh snaps.
That was a checkbox or a box check.
She definitely checked the box, but I was like, she from the crib. She seemed like she's smart and she cute. Checked a lot of boxes. And I thought she was gonna be a fake, but she wasn't. Thought she was a catfish. But she was mute for like 6
He's
months.
exaggerating.
For 6 months. I thought she was
Eventually.
mute until like 2 weeks ago.
Eventually, she broke out of her shell because she really don't talk much.
Yeah, she didn't talk much, but when she does have something to say,
I
it's
prefer to
pretty
listen
funny.
to other people than to give my own opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
which is not great for a podcast.
Well, we're definitely gonna hear some opinions on here.
All right.
No, we should just got her drunk.
Not only that.
No,
but
I don't
no,
need to be on here drunk. 'cause
Another
that-
time
that's
that
a little
she-
too
'cause
much.
she's an
I turn
asshole.
into no filter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She's an asshole.
I really am.
but she
All those words she's holding back come out.
Absolutely.
especially if Phil starts getting into his Phil bag. That's when
He'll hear it.
the Dani comes out. So yeah, we'll get some. We'll probably get some of that. We can get into the first thing. There was a You guys noticed that You guys listen to Joe Rogan's podcast?
Mhm.
It moved to Spotify only now. I think.
So I
I
don't
think it
listen
might
as
be on.
much.
Yeah, I think it might be on YouTube too. But
No, they only do clips on YouTube because I want to watch.
Oh, really?
I want to watch the whole Freddie Gibbs episode, but it's
it's on Spotify.
Yeah,
Spotify has
so they
video
still
now too.
got-
I didn't even know that.
they still got JRE clips on YouTube, and they'll do like 6-10 minutes, and that's about it.
Yo, I wonder how much money they had to give him because he's making like to have freedom to be on any platform, especially with YouTube. He's probably making bank.
Yeah,
So I wonder
probably gave him
what
like
his
$100 million contract.
that'd be crazy,
think.
but probably
Probably they would have to have. They
maybe
would've
yeah
had
to make it have to be worthwhile to him. So
because he was getting millions of views every podcast on YouTube.
right, he doesn't need like to unless they have like a pay scale like unless they did the same ad format that they do on YouTube on Spotify, then maybe, but it still wouldn't make the same as YouTube.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I just thinking of those numbers is crazy. But yeah, I say that to say that he had Elon Musk on his podcast recently. Only reason why I found out is because I was going through the podcast I normally listen to, and I saw like a clip on there. It was only 12 minutes, and then I was like, oh, he can't even be on any other platform now. So they just had a clip on there, and it was like, oh, if you want to listen to more of this episode or whatever, go to Spotify.
gotta go to
And
Spotify.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
free. It's not like there's a paywall or anything. It's still the same as it would be on Apple, but you just gotta go to Spotify now. But in the clip, it was talking about he was talking to Elon Musk about if he thought aliens were real, and Elon's take is that there's only really two options, or if there are other beings, I guess, similar to us in the universe. And he said there's either a ton of them, which is scary, or there's none, which is also scary to think, because if there's a ton of them, that means like there's probably ones that are way more advanced than us and could look at us as like an infestation, just like we would just bomb a house with insecticides or whatever and stuff, and could wipe us out just that easily. Or that if there's none, it's scary because like dang, that means no other civilization has made it far enough to expand and start colonizing like the greater universe or different parts of the universe and stuff. So that's what his take was, and he thinks it's none because he's like, yeah, I feel like we haven't really. There's no evidence of I guess yeah, there's no evidence of them or of like aliens being here, and if they were, like, why are they being so shy? Kind of thing.
interesting.
Because if they were showing themselves, like his takes on like people having pictures and that Navy video that came out, other stuff like that is one, they can't explain it, just because you haven't been able to explain it. But two is like if there were like another life form here and they were advanced enough to make it here and stay quiet, why would they just show up sometimes only?
Because, bro, like that would usurp a lot of like religions and stuff like that. And then is a
Yeah, but
natural
you think
born.
they care or they understand or whatever?
Yeah, I pretty
probably
sure.
do.
I mean, if
They've
they're
had
more,
their,
if
they're
they're-
hiding,
yeah.
because they probably know, like, bro, all our films, like we have space films, we're fighting aliens. We
Yeah.
gotta destroy them somehow away. So like, if aliens showed up and they were just chilling in the sky, bro, we would try to drop nukes on them. You know, I think District 9, when the aliens showed up, they were trying to bomb it, but they couldn't. They had a force field and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Independence Day, bombing aliens. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah,
The movie
bombing them because they were
Signs,
attacking.
the
also.
movie Signs, but it's like what I'm saying is we're always at war with aliens in every movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
I
going to
don't
war with
think.
them. So like people are
Yeah.
thinking like, fuck aliens, they're here to colonize us.
Yeah, but
and
so
take our jobs.
why would they even accidentally?
I don't think aliens would even want to come here because we as a species can't even handle other humans that are different. Like,
Yeah.
how are we going to handle an alien?
I
Not
think
well.
hot
Yeah.
take. I think they just come here to fix like their antennas because this is the greatest show. This is literally the
I
greatest
was
show.
gonna say if they're more
Shell, you said?
advanced.
The show.
Oh, the
they just
greatest
watch
show.
us.
Yeah.
Like we're like the
Antennas.
Truman Show. Like they're
Yeah.
just fucking watching us and they're like,
Yeah.
yo, look at these dumbasses.
I was gonna say if they're more
Destroying
advanced,
their own
they probably
planet.
use this as a case study,
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which would make sense.
Just-
Why
Yeah, but
they-
even so, his take was that I don't know if I agree or I think that there isn't any life forms anywhere. But his take was like they wouldn't if they were super advanced or if they were an advanced being that could make it all the way to here because they've with the farthest reaching telescopes and so on and the universes that are closer, there isn't any evidence of life there. So that means they'd have to come from like light years and light years away. So if they could do that, there's no chance that they would accidentally be seen, you know?
Right.
So that's why he's like, okay, then if you dig the deepest holes and like archaeologically, you can't find any evidence of aliens being here. Everything like that with the different layers matches, like the tools and stuff they use matches the times that you would find them in. And yeah, you guys, it's like 12 minutes. You guys to listen to it and get more takes or more of understanding. But
Yeah. But they
yeah,
probably
those-
wouldn't like you see like archaeological sites where they have drawings and stuff with spacemen and all that. But like I said, you never
Yeah.
see the body. I think they would be too careful. They would
Yeah.
be too careful and they'd take their own back with
they would
them
take
and all
everything
that.
back.
Yeah, I think even if like they knew that they were talking about I forgot what dynasty it is in China, where I think it's the Golden Dragon. Like he jumped into the cauldron and beamed up out of space. I was watching on the alien videos, and it's like they wouldn't hang around if they knew they were gonna die. They probably just leave. Like they wouldn't want people like examining them and understanding it, because then that pushes us forward. Like if we like,
Yeah, but
oh,
back
this,
then,
you
like-
know,
Yeah.
and like so they want us like, okay, they just probably be careful. They don't want us to be on that scale yet. You know.
Mm-hmm.
They're grooming us, but like Phil said, maybe it's just a case study. They don't want to get us to get too far.
Yeah.
Maybe niggas
And the
just
other
watching
thing-
us and
The other thing I
being-
just thought about, or not just thought, was thing is like he could be lying too because he's trying to get people to go. Oh, he's trying to make it to Mars and stuff like that. And if people know that there's other beings out there and that they make contact and stuff, people will be probably more afraid or whatever to make that next step.
yeah,
Good point.
like stop meddling.
Because
And let's just take care of Earth first.
another thing is like when I was talking about it could usurp some religions. What if an alien drops down and is like, yo, I made you guys. Like I seeded this planet.
Yeah, but why would an alien care about that?
What do you mean?
He's
Like an
saying why
alien's
the
God?
aliens, like if they were gonna be accidentally caught, why wouldn't they just come out and be like, hey, like it's us, or like, hey, it's me?
But I'm saying like if one, I'm just hypothetical. I'm saying
Yeah,
if
yeah,
he
yeah.
just came down and was like, listen, your religions are fake. I'm the God who came down. Me and my team
Right.
made you guys, and we just seeded the planet with you. You know what I'm saying? That usurps a lot of things.
It would
Yeah,
just-
but do
like,
you
you
think
know.
aliens would care? If you think that's why they're not showing themselves?
No, I don't think they care about that. I'm just saying like that would just like
Oh, you're just saying like,
Like,
that. What happened?
what would happen if they did
Other-
come out?
or
like,
maybe they
yeah,
just
it's like-
haven't made it to us like we haven't made it to them. So for me, I'd be hard pressed to think that we're the only species in the universe.
I don't think that.
I don't think we're the only. Obviously, we're not the only species
Yeah,
because
but
I'm-
there's,
but I'm
there's
saying-
other animals here. But
I'm saying like outside of our planet.
like humanoids. You're talking
Yeah.
about
humans, okay, yeah, because
So I would think like it could be the same thing. Like we're trying to get to other planets, and maybe they are doing the same and just haven't made it to us.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
maybe
could,
it's
it could be
so
the same
far
thing.
away.
So they may not be that much advanced. More so,
yeah. I feel like it's not
it's just
both.
uncharted.
It's not. I feel like it's not one very end of the spectrum, which is what he was saying. It's either this or that. I think it's probably a little bit to the middle, but or a little bit closer. Even if there's only a few, it's not all the way to the end of like if there's like a line
Yeah.
graph of the spectrum. But what he's saying was like I never thought about it too. Is like if none have been able to make contact here, maybe like what if that means that a species like us can't advance that far quick enough or before like you destroy or your planet or whatever happens before it comes too much, because that's part of the reason why like he's trying to move and stuff. He's like, hey, we're outgrowing this planet basically. So
I don't think we're outgrowing the planet more so than we are just being destructive to the planet. We're not
Yeah,
using the planet
we're-
effectively.
we're-
There's
we're
enough
definitely
space.
we're not using it effectively, but we are definitely outgrowing. Because if
How so?
there's enough space, but then that means you would have to cut down forests for us to live how we're living and do stuff like that. You'd have to.
But that's my point. We're not using the space efficiently and
Yeah.
effectively. So if we use the space efficiently and effectively, and we take care of the earth and we live within the means of how the earth is constructed to be lived in, then we'd be okay.
Yeah, but
Because there's
also,
enough land for everybody.
right.
Here.
Also the rate of growth of the human species unlike any other species ever.
Yeah, but do you know how big our planet is?
No, I know it's
Like,
big.
there's
It's
no-
big, but we
there's
don't have
a
enough resources
70%
to
seventy
support.
percent of it's covered by
Yeah.
saltwater. One.
But we do have enough resources.
We-
We don't use our resources effectively.
lot
So
of-
like the way we're using our resources and the way we grow and I guess factory farm, we're destroying the planet a lot quicker.
Right. So
Yeah.
I agree with you, but we're saying two different things. Yes, we can do things better, but yes, we are also outgrowing the planet if we stay on the current way we're doing.
I don't know if I agree with that.
You don't think so?
No, because I don't think it's a. I
It-
don't
it-
You
think-
think it'd be fine if we just change
We're-
the way
the-
we're doing things?
The amount of people is growing exponentially. It's not like that. It's
Mhm.
the graph is like this.
I know,
Exponential.
and look, bro, but I'm saying we have millions of peoples in cities, millions
Right.
of peoples in cities, and there's like we can get way more people in the Dakotas and the Montanas of
Oh,
the
you mean
world.
like actual physical land space?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
enough space for everybody.
There
Is what I'm
is.
saying,
But,
but we're
that's
not.
when you get into hey, now you have to now you have to put people in these natural areas that also help with the planet's life. Like they're going to be cutting down if you need more space, there's a ton of space in the Amazon, but you're going to be cutting down even more trees, which is one of the lungs of the earth.
Diatoms are the main source of oxygen on Earth.
Yes, but the thing is that we cutting down trees for money. So it's not like we're learning how to use we're not learning how to use the earth, because there's ways that you can mass scale like food growth and resources and divvy resources and use it effectively, but we don't do that because a certain few control the mass. So if that model wasn't intact, we'd be using the earth a lot more harmonious.
Yes.
And so you wouldn't have the destruction that we're doing. So I think the argument with outgrowing the earth is that we're destroying the earth, which is why we're outgrowing it, because we're destroying it at a rate that there's less land that's actually livable, or that's going to be able to,
That's
like,
exactly what I'm saying.
So
Like-
that's why. But that's why, because we're not
That's
doing things
also what I'm saying.
efficiently.
That's
so-
also what I'm saying.
so
But at this rate, at what we are currently doing, with no changes being made, we are outgrowing the planet.
We're destroying the planet, correct?
So get back to a certain thing. A lot of when we talk about cutting down the rainforest and stuff like that, it's destroying a lot of habitats for a lot of like tribes who still live there. A lot of species are going extinct because of that. But I was watching this One Strange Rock, and they said a lot of the oxygen that's facilitated or created in the Amazon is used up right there and then and there. It's the diatoms in our oceans that are the ones that let out
Produce
the
the most
most
oxygen, yeah.
oxygen
Mhm.
for our planet and stuff like that. So like
But-
a lot of the forests and stuff, the animals and stuff in there use up a lot of that oxygen before it even gets out to everybody else. It's a diatom explosion from the glaciers, from the Amazon, from when the diatoms from the salt bays over there in Africa and stuff. When it blows over into the jet stream, goes Amazon, drops down and washes back into the ocean, you get diatom explosions, and that's where we get a lot of our oxygen from the ocean.
Yeah, but
But-
what I was saying with part of the Amazon's main function in big forests like that is to use and store carbon.
For the planet.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, because
that's
it's
what
so
I was
mass-
saying.
that's-
So
Yeah.
the part of like yes, I like diatoms do produce mostly oxygen, but there has to be a way or a place for that carbon dioxide to go, and that's where a lot of it is filtered and stuff.
So, but then get to what you guys are saying as well is you're saying one thing, Phil's saying something else. I don't think you totally understood that. He's talking about if we keep on the same course, would we
He
use up
did
a lot of
understand.
the
He just
yang?
didn't want to say
No,
it.
I
Yeah.
totally understand that part. And I said that I agree that if we continue doing the same things, we are outgrowing the planet. But I also disagree in the sense that as a human species, and that we're not overpopulating the planet. Like there's enough planet for a lot more people to live on, survive on, and even grow our population on. As long, but the problem is that as a culture and a society across all continents,
Wasteful.
where we're not using our resources effectively. So if we changed our global mindset and all the countries agreed to go to like a more effective way to grow food, like build homes more economical to
Yeah.
kind of go with the environment instead of harming the environment, we would never outgrow the planet because the planet would be like it would be forever.
Right.
Problem is like we're just
Well,
killing
Yeah.
no, that's not true.
Capitalism won't allow that to happen.
Right.
Well,
but
exactly, but-
that's partially true. But another reason is that our species is so fragile that we're affecting where we are. One, and the other point he's made is our species are so fragile or like can be ended so quickly. There's been like hundreds of catastrophic events.
Yeah, which is why I don't think
like
we'll
in the
outgrow-
Earth's history.
Yeah.
And tons of extinction events.
Yeah.
So that could just easily happen.
Which is why I also don't think we'll outgrow the Earth because that the way we're destroying the planet, we're increasing storms, we're going to increase famines. So there's going to be a.
So that's what I'm saying by outgrow the planet. Because
No.
if the planet is no longer livable, you've outgrown it.
But
Not in sheer physical size, the amount of people,
Yeah.
but you've just like a parasite. If it sucks your body completely dry of anything, the body's still there, but it's outgrown because it needs to go somewhere else to get food.
he does have a point. It could kill off. Like you can have extinction events where like it's like famine across lands, and you can kill off a lot of people. And Earth has a natural ability of reclaiming itself.
Yeah.
And when there's a lot less people, it will have more of a chance to take
Right.
back. And so, you know what I'm saying?
So I
I
think
get what you're saying.
I say before
but
we
he has
ever
a
outgrow
good
it,
point about that. It could kill
something
off
will
enough
happen
people.
where it'll recycle itself.
And the more people that we start having, and the more compact everybody's being, you see there's more diseases. There's more stuff coming out. Like this COVID shit just came out of nowhere. We don't know if it's man-made or wherever the hell it came from. And it could be the way of the planet, like trying to fix itself. You know what I'm saying? And it's maybe not even like the planet, but like what we're doing to the planet is just causing a lot of change in our biochemistry. And these diseases are going to start popping up. And it's going to start killing. It's going to, like you said, when you get an infection, your white blood cells run to it and tries to kill it. We're the infection, you know what I'm saying? And so, because we're killing the planet, so it's going to try to level off.
I think so. What do you think?
I mean, I agree with all of you.
Can't agree with all of us.
Well, with
To some
the
extent.
major point,
We're not
you-
making different points. Like,
yeah, like it's
that's what
it's
I'm
the
saying by
same
outgrow.
point,
Like
you
there's
know?
there's not one word that encompasses all of that,
Yeah.
but what we're doing is affecting the planet in a way, and also with there being how many people is how exponentially we're
Right, like
making
we
everything
won't
go.
be able to
That's-
sustain what we're doing now
Right,
without like
that's-
destroying everything.
Oh, for sure.
Which
100%
is
agree.
we're already pretty far into destroying the planet.
well, that's-
So
Yeah.
That's where climate change comes in.
Yeah.
We're seeing the pickup of storms and all that shit's not changing. So, but like, again, that's to me, that is the Earth just getting ready to cleanse itself.
well, maybe we'll get a chance to go to Mars. I don't know.
With your Dogecoin. You got to make sure you have enough to buy a ticket.
MARS, Mars, bitches.
You guys would be a Martian if there's an opportunity in the next like say 30 years and you have whatever the money. Would you do it?
Will,
Yeah.
Or you just go there on vacation, or
will,
you think
will
you
we
make
be
that move?
considered a Martian if we're moving from?
Earth? You can be
The
an
Earth
Earth
to there.
native, but you'd be like you get what is that? What is it called? You get
Citizenship?
citizenship when you're there. You become a Martian.
I'd go
I
in a
try it.
heartbeat.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
It'd be pretty cool to be like,
think-
especially if like you're the
I wonder
first
how long
one.
email is gonna take to get from, or a text is gonna take to get
It
from.
shouldn't take that long.
Earth
I'm
to-
sure they'll figure out
It
some
won't
way
take
to
that
make
long.
it.
Yeah.
Well, right
fast.
currently, it probably takes a while, but if they have enough satellites in between,
Yeah.
I'd sign
bouncing
up
it.
for it because why not? Like, especially if I'm older and like I'm in like my 50s and
just
60s.
see something else.
Yeah, just go experience something else. Even if I don't stay there, like I go there, check it
Yeah.
out. If I don't like it, I just come back there.
I wonder,
What if,
there's a lot that has to be done though, because like, I mean, there's probably just gonna be like space stations, but just on
Bro,
Mars, but you can't really go outside in Mars because they'd have to artificially create
an
an
atmosphere.
atmosphere and a
Bro,
bunch of
what
stuff.
if you're
Isn't
on
that
this
crazy?
ship getting to Mars and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're having failures. Ah, boom, blows up. That'd be fucked. I'm like, bro, all that, and then this happens.
Nah, fuck it. At least you lived your life. Like you died going to Mars. There's other ways, more awful ways.
Yeah,
to
I
die.
know, but it's just like you're like right there, like you're landing and you just like crash.
Fuck it. But if
You
go-
made it. You made it.
But if you go out like that, like you'll be remembered. Like, oh, they were that group that died on their way to Mars to maybe start a civilization.
All because Phil powered on his phone.
Okay.
Put it on
It wasn't.
airplane
It
mode.
wasn't an airplane mode.
So I'd do it though. What about you? You
I'd
to
go.
Mars?
I'd go.
Of
Why not?
course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd probably go.
Definitely
I don't know
would.
if I would move, but I'd definitely go visit.
Yeah.
I'd move if depending on the
move?
compensation. Yeah. If it was like uncharted and like you could just go there and figure it out. I'd
Yeah.
go. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
life.
Yeah, and then just try to
Like-
buy a bunch of real estate.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I
then
wouldn't
you
even.
could be
I
the
would just go to
original
just be
colony.
like the first there.
Yeah.
Like the first there and just figuring it out. I think there's something.
I want to be the second group. Let people figure it out first, and then I'll
I think it's something cool about
make
being
my way
first.
over there.
Mm.
So well, I don't know if you could like have suits. Like, how would you have like space police? Like, what are they gonna shoot you? Like,
Yeah.
oh, no,
Well,
my suit.
you wouldn't need it like that. That all that concept could change, which is
We have
why-
laws,
why I
laws
would
and
go
rules,
there.
and everything could be so
It
different.
could be different.
Mhm.
Like you
Because
can
it's gonna
really,
be it's ungoverned. It's not like
so you could set it to.
You
make
want
it
some,
not
take it.
Earth.
you think Elon Musk is gonna be like just the dictator?
Yeah.
Or what's that?
What if he gets there and then turns on, because he has all the technology to get
He
there. He
probably
turns
has
on him, turns on
discussion about this.
on Earth,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Fuck you guys."
Well, he can't because there's no natural resources that we can. There's no water. Or
But, like,
there's water,
eventually-
but there's not stuff that we can. Yeah, eventually, yeah, but
Yeah, but-
that is saying a lot to think.
Yeah,
that he's
but
like
like
50 and like he's gonna be able to do this in 30 years.
Yeah.
Nah.
maybe he's gonna find an elixir to life. You know, it's Elon, or like he's gonna
Yeah.
transfer his
Like
consciousness
honestly,
into
if
a
there's anyone that
Tesla,
could do it, probably.
and he's
him.
gonna be a
Yeah.
Tesla
He
dictator.
might have a Tesla clone.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
What
And
if
then-
like what if it's just like an AI, and then I've seen that movie already.
Yeah.
The
And
AI
then-
just takes over, and then
and
the
then
AI is like, "We're in charge of Mars
Elon's
now.
like,
People on Earth aren't acting right." Pew, 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 pew.
and he's like, if you want to come to Mars, you gotta
I'm
be
watching this whole movie in my
digitized.
mind right now.
You gotta be digitized and turned into a
You gotta be
computer.
a Minecraft person.
Yeah, he said because having a human vessel is wasteful, so you have to be transferred into a Tesla robot. And now, yeah,
You just download updates.
yeah.
And that would have been the reason why we died.
No humans allowed on Mars.
That's crazy. We just made up a whole movie. We should write this down. But on to the next thing. What y'all think about that Nike GM? I know this is something Brandon wanted to talk about for sure. He brought it up in the group. But the one that did you read any more on it, or was it obvious that she was like feeding him a bunch of shoes?
No,
this
so
summer,
I
son?
read, like, I kind of read a little bit of it, and then I listened to kind of what happened.
Yeah.
So she didn't actually feed him the shoes. What kind of caught him up was that he bought the shoes with a credit card in her name, and he
Did
bought
she-
them in wholesale.
Did she claim she had
Oh,
no
in
idea,
wholesale.
or she had to know something?
Yeah, like he bought the shoes using the credit card in her name because he's a minor. And then not only did he do that, but he was getting them at he was using a
Nike-
discount code,
Nike discount.
like family
Yeah.
employee code. And he's
Oh, that's
buying
crazy.
like hundreds of thousands of shoes. Because he was making hundreds of
Oh,
thousands.
I thought you were saying
No,
he
that's
was,
why
he
he
was
got,
getting them from like the Nike factories in China or something at like
no,
the
no. What caught him
base
up
cost. That's
what-
if he's
Flexing.
ordering wholesale, you're saying?
yeah, what caught him up was also he did an interview. Because I forget what
Why you say an interview?
I forget.
Like that? I was like,
I forget what LA news company was doing a
An expose.
like
So he snitched on himself?
yes,
Oh.
they was doing they was like
Bro, when
you
you
know
doing
they was doing a
dirt,
story on him,
don't talk
and
to
they're like,
nobody.
well, why is this like what is this 16-year-old kid doing?
He's
to where
only 16.
Yeah, he's like 16, 17. Like, what is
Yeah.
this kid doing?
He
to
said,
where
I
he's
just
making,
had a small investment from my mom's credit card. And...
yeah, like where he's making all this money and he's getting these exclusive shoes that are only supposed to be able that only one person should be able to buy.
Yeah.
But he's getting them by the hundreds, and he's flipping them. And so he was saying, oh, you know, like I got like some connections, and he mentioned his mom name, and then he realized he mentioned his mom name and was like asked them not to put that in the interview. So then they put it in the interview, and then that they further investigated it after he said who his mom was. Like, wait, mom works at VP at like Nike. They Googled her like VP at Nike. So then it was like, all right, let's look into this. And then they found that he used a credit card in her name, was using employee discount. Like he fucked himself
He's
up.
stupid. That's,
Yeah.
Well, he's 16.
Yeah,
kids, bro, kids.
But
This is
that's
mom.
that.
He's like,
But that's the internet culture, though.
Yeah.
Like all these dudes
Clout.
telling themselves.
They want,
Oh, you
they-
mean telling themselves?
they-
Well, honestly, I don't think it's the internet culture. I think it's just that, like, if you were 16 and people in the 90s and 80s were 16 and the internet was out, they're definitely telling themselves for a bunch of stuff because they don't you don't realize the consequences of your
Maybe,
actions.
yeah.
So it's just that there's that now, you know?
Maybe. Because, but I'm saying that's the internet culture too. Because in the internet, you want everything has to be seen. You want everything to be known.
Like,
Oh,
So like
overshare.
back then, when I was 16, I was glad that there was no cameras around.
Yeah, but you like to stunt because you would have been.
Nah,
definitely
even
been doing
no,
it.
bro. Even when I was 16, there were certain shit that I did not do in front of cameras, and like people was taking from nah, bro. Put them phones up, like don't pull it out.
Yeah,
It
because it's
wasn't
a
as-
different age.
I'm
Right
saying,
now,
but it
it's,
wasn't as prominent.
right.
But even now, like criminals that be in the illegal stuff, they can easily be like, "Yo, no cameras." Like get that, like you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
can be discreet about it, but
Which-
they don't want to
when
be
you're more
discreet
mature
about
and
it.
stuff. But yeah, but that's something like
everybody want to be seen. Everybody
everyone
want to be
wants
heard.
likes.
Yeah,
Bro, like,
everything is
back
shared.
then,
Yeah.
whatever it was, like whatever you were doing to motivate, or what was ever was motivating you to do what you wanted to do and stuff,
You wanna
like
be
whatever
secret.
attention, or even if it was attention, just whatever. That's what it is now. That's the currency. Is likes and
Engagement.
yeah, engagement and people.
I guess my
the
well,
masses seeing what
like,
you're doing.
I guess our engagement wasn't attention, and like whenever
But-
we was trying to hit
right,
licks,
but had
it
you-
wasn't.
But had you grown up with it, if you put kids back then now and they have the understanding and know and wherewithal to know what the internet is and stuff like that and how this culture interacts, if
He's
you just
leaking.
transported them, they would get the same result.
No, because I think maybe not. I don't know because
I feel like they're products of their environment.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
to an extent, because I feel like if you're a criminal, at what point do you not telling yourself? Like I just think criminals are just dumb now, and they just don't have a code.
All like almost the majority of criminals are dumb.
That's not true.
Yes. The majority.
I adamantly disagree with that. I think
Okay,
a lot
the
of
major-
criminals are very smart.
Okay, okay.
Career
I'm
criminals.
talking about
well, it
yeah,
depends
career
what type of
criminals,
crime
yes.
you're doing.
And it depends on what kind of crime. But the majority of criminals, especially the ones that get caught up, which probably the majority get caught up, or maybe not. I don't know. The majority don't get caught.
I don't agree
But
with
still,
that.
Nah, I don't think
I
so.
don't
at all.
agree with that.
I think criminals
That
are very
what?
smart.
I don't think they're dumb. I just think it's in the heat of the moment. A lot of crime is committed in the heat of the moment, and your emotions are taking
right.
over. It's
Yeah,
not
so,
that
okay,
you're dumb. It's
so
just
I'm
that
not saying okay.
you're
I was saying thanks for catching. I wasn't saying that they're actually stupid or they're not smart, but they're probably ignorant to certain parts of the law and stuff. The ones that are actually trying to do criminals, but like you said, in heated like passion crimes and stuff like that.
yeah. A lot of crimes are the
Right.
heat of the moment and stuff like that. So it's not necessarily that you're dumb or anything like that. It's the ones who people I think are dumb who are like they're going to go commit a crime. They know they're going to commit a crime, but they just don't think it all the way through.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But
The
those are
majority of
like
people do
far
that.
like it's like a middle ground. It's not a lot of those.
I'm
It's
talking about the ones that are good at making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
I don't think those guys.
because a
dumb.
lot of crimes, like a lot of murders and stuff, are
I
like,
just
not
think
solved
they
and
make
stuff
a
like that.
mistake.
If you want to make a crime, you want to do something wrong, you literally just have to plan it out, and
Okay,
you
I'm
can get
thinking.
away with
Okay,
it.
what I
But
meant
people
to
just
say,
don't.
yeah.
People just think, okay,
I thought we were talking about petty crime at first, so I was like, all right, the majority of like, I wasn't even thinking about career criminals because we're talking about young kids. Majority of young kids that are committing crimes, not that they are like mentally they're dumb or whatever. Like they're just not aware of
They're inexperienced.
their inexperience,
Yeah.
right? And that's what makes them dumb. Not that they can't think and then they're not
They
smart.
gotta
That's what I'm
learn
saying.
somehow.
Right,
But-
but see, so that's why a lot of the younger people and stuff are telling themselves because they're inexperienced. They're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I didn't know that me saying this to you guys could get me caught up, like it legally or whatever."
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like, "Oh damn,
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking that this was recording," or
They just don't
that
know.
they might not. Oh, I didn't. I said my mom's name, but they might not look that up and really
Well,
know.
no,
what
I
that
agree
is.
because, and like you were saying, it's the clout culture.
Yeah. So when I was saying what I was saying criminals are dumb, I was talking about like juvenile petty crime kids like that.
Yeah.
For the most
But
part.
now it's also clout culture because now, and it's the internet age where I just gotta be that dude, that nigga on the internet.
So
Yeah.
I don't think like let's go back to that dumb thing. Like I said, I don't think that it's that they're dumb. It's what they see, and a lot of like you see a lot of the people who are on like what was that one game, Bootin' Gang, and all that. Motherfuckers was doing crime just for the clout, and because he was getting on, he was getting a lot
we're
of
saying
stuff.
two different
Like, you know
things now.
what I
What
mean?
I was saying before was because we're saying like a version of two versions of this conversation. What I was saying was just kids back then, or just kids in general committing crimes. Not like some people are committing crimes for the clout, but most of the times the ones that are actually committing crimes are just inexperienced, and that makes them dumb in certain situations and give themselves up more often. But what you're saying is like, yeah, there's also kids committing crimes because that's gonna get them likes. Like they're doing it
I
overtly.
think that's the dumb. I don't think the people who are inexperienced are dumb. I think they just don't know. But it's the motherfuckers know.
Right, that's what what I was
And-
saying by dumb is that you're inexperienced or you're ignorant to certain things.
yeah,
I just don't like,
When you're
I don't like
young.
calling people dumb.
it's not.
I think that's
some
just-
niggas
that's
is
the
dumb,
vibe.
bro. Some criminals.
I
are
agree,
dumb.
but I don't think that's dumb. I just think you just don't know.
Uh,
I don't
think
think being dumb
Being
and
ignorant,
being
would lead you to
ignorant and
make
being dumb
mistakes
is
that
the
you
same
thing.
wouldn't otherwise
being
make.
ignorant and being
Yeah.
dumb is the same way. It's
but
just
not
dumb
not
is
knowing
like
like
yes, if you don't know, like yeah, I
So-
don't know. I'm dumb when it comes to physics. I really don't know a lot about or like neuroscience. I'm
I
dumb
don't
when it
think
comes
you're
to that.
dumb. I
stuff.
just think you don't know. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
that's-
I know, but it's just the whole concept of
Yeah,
somebody
it's
calling
just
you
that the
dumb.
connotation.
I agree because like if a motherfucker don't know how to say 2 + 2, I don't think he's dumb. I just think he just doesn't know. I never think anybody's stupid or anybody's
Right.
dumb.
Okay.
I just
So I'm
think
not-
that people just it's just
You're getting caught up on the dumb, but like if someone does something that was dumb, doesn't mean they're dumb. Like, hey, that was dumb.
Maybe.
Like
maybe I don't know.
What?
I don't
I've heard you say that.
I don't know. I don't think that's how I felt, but like
What do you
Yeah.
think about these criminals, Shorty?
Well, it depends. Like the one we were talking about, the kid.
Yeah, the kid with the shoes that snitched on himself. In essence, he
I mean,
snitched on
I think
Was
himself.
that
he
dumb?
ruined his-
Was snitching on himself dumb?
I think so. He ruined his hustle.
That's all I've been saying this whole time.
Bro,
You get what I'm saying?
He
though,
gave
in that
up his
example?
club.
I don't
But-
think he's a dumb kid because obviously he
He's
did
a
something
smart
very
kid 'cause
smart.
but he
He's
made
But
it
you
smart,
dumb.
did
but
something
he's-
dumb.
Yeah, you did something. You made it. You slipped up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
so
dumb.
he did something dumb rather
Yeah.
than him being dumb. So he
Right.
did something.
But
dumb.
if you're a criminal, the thing is, whenever you in doing
when you
something
get caught,
illegal,
usually is because you did
you
something
slip
dumb.
up. You cannot. You
Okay.
can't make mistakes. Criminals got to
So
be.
I can see you saying he did something dumb, but I just called somebody
Yeah,
dumb.
I wasn't
That's the
trying.
part I'm getting caught up on.
I realized
So-
that I said that in the beginning,
Yeah,
like word for word. But what I
Yeah.
meant it was like they do
they
the
did
ones that get caught,
something dumb
or
that they're not.
they did something dumb, and that's why
I mean, that's also like
His heart was in the right place, but he just
his
Did
heart was in
something
the right
dumb.
you
place.
could take it like deeper and be like, to an extent, that's like almost white privilege because your mom works, busts her ass to get all those opportunities.
Oh, it was a white privilege crime for sure. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying? Like,
But I don't like taking it there. But when you initially sent it to the group chat, I was like, must be nice.
I know. I think Brandon sent it, but yeah.
Yeah, when it was sent, my first comment was, damn,
Yeah,
must be
for
nice
sure,
that your
yeah.
mom's the plug.
yeah.
Like, that's wild.
Then you get to do
I
these
mean-
different level crimes because.
And then
of
the crazy thing
access.
is, he probably won't get that much jail time.
or any.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
he'll
know.
get jail.
You
He'll
think
go to
so?
jail?
He'll go to. He's 16. He'll go to juvie or something.
I mean, depends
Or
on.
he'll. He's a good kid who's never done none before.
Yeah.
Comes from a good
Slap on
family
the
and
wrist.
community. He's gonna
That-
get.
that
He's just
should
gonna
not
get
be a
going.
slap on the
He's gonna go
wrist.
to a detention center and be like, "Hey, you
Bro,
know,
when
you
there's-
can't do
when
this
there's-
now. You didn't realize
When
your
there's money
consequences."
involved,
Oh, for sure.
And how long has he been doing this? Right? If it was been 2 years, he really started when he was 14. if you start with the mindset at 14, even if you get 2 years older, you're not gonna be thinking like, "Hey, this is wrong." Like, no, I've been doing this.
If you got
If
enough money,
anything-
you can
No,
commit
I
a
don't.
crime.
I don't think so because we would hold a poor dude in that situation to a different standard.
The mass media, yes, but no, I still
I mean, I
wouldn't.
just think the juries would, because they would see like a 14-year-old kid, if he's illegally selling shoes, he know he's doing wrong, and he gets 16, he knows he's doing wrong. But the problem is they gonna make him out to be like this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
How
don't-
the media will
yeah,
paint that.
If he's 16, like he's old enough to know you finessing. Like it's a
right.
finesse.
But your brain isn't even fully developed, right? So you can know that you're finessing, you're doing wrong, but you might not understand the gravity or how large it is. You know.
At 16, you.
Yes. Okay. You're talking about people who have had to grow up fast because.
No, I just feel like at 16, I knew when I was hitting the finesse and what came with it. So, like, even if you never grown up fast, if you 16 and you grew up in suburbs and you sell weed
or
you sell drugs, you know some shit, like,
there's
trouble that comes with it.
What you don't know is because you're only 16, you've been consciously, or since you could probably remember up from when you're 4. So you're 16, that's 12 years of living. That, like, life doesn't, because you have so much ahead of you, and like, of your life ahead of you, you think, the consequences of, okay, this could be 25 years or this, you don't really have a concept for that yet. So even if you're like when you're younger, just in general, you don't have a concept for things that are above your head.
Know, bro. I don't know. What's your?
I think
you can definitely like, oh, like, damn, this is gonna be.
I think the younger the person is, the less they'll understand the long-term consequences.
Yeah, there you go.
But he's 16. Okay,
but I'm not saying he won't.
Saying he's 16.
I don't think he may have thought about like the long-term consequences or the gravity of, you know, how wrong he was for what he was doing.
At 16.
It's young.
He's 2 years away from being tried as an adult.
Yes.
It's not that young.
It's
like it's not like
if he was
still.
I'm not saying
he's 12. He's
I'm not saying he wasn't aware at all, but I'm sure he, wasn't thinking that, oh my God, this is a huge crime. I'm just kind of like doing this on the side to,
he knew that. Now he knew that was messed up. Like,
if you smart enough to get shoes and use discounts to get them in your mom's name, and your mom's the VP of Nike.
Right. Who does he think he's hurting?
You are smart enough to understand that this is probably illegal.
Yeah.
And it probably warrants.
Yeah, but he wasn't smart enough to like not do an interview and say his mom's name.
Yeah. So you think he's gonna be smart enough to realize, like, okay, I'm gonna go look up the exact statutes I'm violating.
I think.
Listen. He's gonna look up the exact statutes he's violating. Look at the penalties, the maximums and the minimums, and so on and so forth. Especially knowing, like, hey, I'm also a minor. Like, the legal system doesn't even really affect me right yet.
You have grown folks that make the same mistakes like that he does, that are literally just expose everything. And I said that, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll say that. So I think he knew it just slipped out.
I think you're old enough to know you commit fraud.
I think he knows that.
Maybe the specifics.
I'm not saying he didn't know. I'm saying he probably didn't think about the consequences of it.
Right.
Even if you don't think about the consequences of it, it still doesn't change.
I think he knows.
I don't think that. To me, that personally, that doesn't change anything, because if you know that consequences come with it, that's good enough to get you a decent sentence.
Well, there's also a reason why, just like you said, he's 2 years away from being tried as an adult. Yeah. There's a reason why they don't try 16-year-olds as an adult.
They used to.
They used to, yeah, but there's a reason why they
don't
now.
Or they just wait. They wait your case out until you turn 18.
Actually, no. Sometimes they're very selective. Sometimes they'll still try.
In certain cases, yes. Like with black people, they do that.
They're minorities. Exactly.
They will count them. They will say,
let's give him the same treatment we would give a black kid. Yeah. Let's not give him the benefit of the doubt.
You guys are.
No, but we're not.
I said in the beginning, the media, like, not the perception that media is going to give them, but what you actually feel. I still feel like 16-year-old black kids that get tried as an adult are too young to understand fully grasp the consequences of what they're doing and how long whatever they're doing can affect them, even if they know exactly what the laws are because someone told them or because they looked it up.
I think,
but still, like, I don't think that. I think a 6-year-old white kid and a 6-year-old black kid.
They should know.
They should know, but guess what? They don't.
My thing is, even if you don't, if you understand that consequences come with it, regardless the extent of those consequences, I think in situations like this where they're extreme, where it's like someone dies or you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars and you're pretty much flipping a system like that.
Yeah.
Yes, whether you understand the consequences or the gravity of the consequences, there should still be strict consequences. Is all I'm saying.
I agree.
We haven't been disagreeing
Yeah.
on that.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, regardless, like I agree, they probably don't understand. It's probably gonna.
But
give you
you're
20
so
years.
confrontational that you can't even understand when people aren't arguing with you.
I wasn't arguing though. I wasn't arguing.
I don't think he was
You were
arguing.
telling
No,
us you
no.
disagreed with what we were saying. Like, no, that's
That's
not right.
He's saying
Like,
he disagrees. He thinks that he knows what he was doing was wrong.
I do. That's what I was saying.
If you
this
put
whole
a
time.
black kid in that
I was
situation
saying
and
this
he
whole
was doing the
time,
same thing,
he
I would
knows
say
what
he
he's
knows.
doing is
Yeah,
wrong.
He knows what he's doing.
So I never
Okay.
said that. Like,
I mean,
I
but
wasn't
you
disagreeing.
said
I
how
said-
we feel though. That's what you
I
said.
didn't-
You said you did say that how we feel. You said regardless of what the media is saying, how you feel about it. That's what you said. You
Yeah.
literally just said
So I
that. We can
wasn't
roll it back.
I wasn't disagreeing with you that he didn't understand the. I wasn't disagreeing with you that he didn't understand the gravity. I was disagreeing in terms of saying that I was saying
How he
that
felt.
he knows he's wrong. He
Mhm.
knows what he's probably doing is illegal as hell,
Yeah.
and that he knows he can get in trouble. So regardless if he knows how much trouble he can get into, be strict with him. I wouldn't show too much mercy.
Yeah.
They're gonna show mercy with him, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
show that much.
We're just saying we're on the same page. He needs to get what he needs to get. And if he was black, I would say the same thing. He needs to get what he's get. He's exploiting the system. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna
Especially,
like
In a
on that
market like that.
magnitude. Yes,
especially. Because I always feel like
right.
white collar crimes need to be more heavily penalized, anyways.
For sure, 100%.
So
Yeah.
I'm all for
Because they
like,
affect more people, and it's a capital. Most of them
Yeah.
are capital crimes. So wait,
but if you have enough money, like you know what I'm saying, that shit kind of goes away.
and not only that, it's because and also Nike's trying to get rid of like you're contributing to a crime that Nike has to almost the way they distribute shoes. They have to change to kind of get rid of that market
Mhm.
because that market is hurting their
And it's left a stain.
yes. So like
Big
that's
ass,
not
like a dookie
this
stain,
little
bro.
ass crime.
Yeah,
Like,
like-
there's something major.
They just make everybody just look at Nike and the sneaker app like, yo, what? Are y'all even selling shoes? Like you
who
watch
really
the
got
feed.
access to these?
Yeah, it's
Like,
are
how
they
are
even
you
selling
really-
shoes or are they just
yeah.
giving it to the BPs and stuff? Like
Yeah.
that's how a lot of people are
Yeah.
saying on Twitter and stuff. Everybody's going
I
in.
wasn't saying that it wasn't
Yeah.
a big deal. It wasn't a big crime.
No,
Oh
it's a
no,
huge
we're
crime.
just saying like because of that magnitude, we believe that he should get what he deserves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
for
agree.
sure.
That's fine. She should get what he deserves.
But
still,
he gets what he
probably
deserves.
didn't understand. You think he understood how it was going to affect the entire corporation? That's what really is going on. Like it affects the entire corporation. You think, and that's the points you guys are making. You think he really understood that at that level?
I think
No,
I think at 16 he probably wasn't even thinking about that. I think he's like,
No.
I can take
I-
these shoes and just sell them and make my money.
I think it really
like I don't
it
think he was
depends on the
thinking about the
person.
big picture.
It depends on the person because you can say that some grown ass people don't even see that. Oh, they can't line it up
Yeah.
like
That's-
that. So
yeah,
you can say it, but it
exactly.
depends on the person. So
It
you
does depend on the person.
gotta literally talk to him and see what the hell
And
he was
this kid's
thinking.
probably
I can speculate, but I don't know.
I'd
Yeah,
say
so
this
but
kid's
from
probably
what
right,
I'm
but you-
seeing
what
is
you're
that I
saying-
think he
what you're
definitely should
What
know.
you're saying is you should know, but what you're saying is the minority. The majority of the time, most kids that age aren't going to think about the entire huge picture and how it affects X,
So
Y,
what do you
and
think
Z.
the penalty should be?
I'm not arguing about whether the penalty should be good or not. I'm just saying that as a kid, he probably like you don't think that deeply in how what he's doing. Like I use my mom's credit card to buy something. You know how many kids have gone in someone's purse to buy something? He used his mom's credit card to buy something. He didn't. Okay, maybe the first time.
Shit,
But if this would be, it depends.
hundreds of $1,000 transactions,
It depends
bro?
on. It depends on. It depends on how much of this.
Bro,
That's a lot of money, bro.
$100,000
That's a lot
worth
of
of
money.
transactions, bro.
That's a lot
Right,
of money,
right,
bro.
You
So-
know what you're doing.
And
Yeah.
the thing with that, But-
that's it right there. $10 here, okay,
what
maybe.
a thing
But
that
like,
you guys aren't considering is you're putting this all on him. He's 16. If he's doing hundreds of thousands, his mom knows something that's going on. So
Right.
she's definitely, most likely, helping him.
Oh, she's aiding and abetting for sure.
Yeah.
right, and helping him. So
She
you're
should
saying,
get the book,
so
too.
you
She
guys,
should get it,
that
yeah.
also kind of knocks down your argument of like, oh, he definitely knew what he was doing because of the extent of the
she was
crime.
teaching him. He knew what he was doing. She was teaching him how to fuck the system.
Right, but he's not gonna know that and know the gravity of it, regardless if he doesn't have his mom. And that's why they're gonna look at the mom, and if that's what happened, and that's how he got this understanding.
Oh, she's definitely gonna get it because
Then-
he's still a minor, so she's gonna
Right.
get it.
And
But
if he's
he
still like,
knows.
she's gonna
But
get
to
it-
say he doesn't know,
He
we
knows
don't
because
know
he was taught.
that he doesn't know.
He knows because, regardless, if he were to
This
be
guy's
that
spicy.
successful at 16,
Spicy.
he knows because he was taught.
So you're saying he knows? So he
or
should get
maybe
it.
he
He
taught
knows
him-
because he was.
He could have taught himself and
Yeah.
maybe just finessed his
Then his
mom.
mom's
so like,
like,
maybe his
"Oh,
mom
shit."
don't know. What if his mom
Yeah,
don't
maybe
know?
his mom don't know.
Maybe his
she get
mom's-
finessed.
Right. If
Mm.
he's that live, then yes.
So then know it.
Right. Okay, but that is the minority, bro. That's the minority of the.
Hey, these people
Oh my
been
gosh, yo.
they've been
We
exploiting
gotta
the
change the
system.
subject,
They've
'cause we
been
never gonna-
exploiting the
Because-
system
no,
for
because
a long time.
that
They
is-
know, and they teach their kids
Right,
how to
the ma-
exploit the system.
right.
So they know what they're doing.
Okay, like okay.
Niggas are
You
good
know
for
So
good and bad, bro. You
the
know what's up.
minority, so the majority of 16-year-olds, right, aren't gonna understand or have that thing. So
How do you know this?
because if the majority of 16-year-olds could do this, then they would, and do stuff like this, then they would.
But they don't have access to that amount of
Yeah.
money.
Mhm.
They, if I had access
Right,
to that
right.
amount of money,
So
I would be
even-
doing it.
I mean,
Alright,
if I had
I
access,
would be doing it.
if I had
bro.
access to the plug at 16, I would.
Bro,
do
I'll
it.
be doing it.
Yeah.
I would definitely be doing it.
Problem is, a lot of people don't have access to the plug.
Yeah, they
So
don't
if you
have,
had access, if you gave all 16-year-olds the access to the plugs, they all doing it.
So you'd commit
Yeah.
major crime at
Yes.
16 if you were given the opportunity?
Most 16-year-olds, if you gave them the plug, they would do it.
yes.
Especially if you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
You're gonna get your family.
But you know
out
the
of whatever
consequences at
situation.
But they-
16, you still do it?
Yes, you're probably still gonna do it.
But,
Yeah.
but the consequences.
the majority of 16.
But you know the.
But you don't have
again,
that. So the
Okay,
What
if you're
you're
gonna
saying that
spend-
is because they don't. Majority of 16-year-olds don't have that amount of money at their disposal. Their parents don't make that much amount of money.
Right,
That's
so that's
majority.
So
obviously
exactly.
an extreme
Yeah.
case. But,
Exactly.
you know.
But-
So the
but he
extreme
has-
cases are.
but he has the
one in
money.
three.
Bro, I'm
But we
telling you,
said-
if I had the money
How-
at that age,
how
I
many
would've
standard
bro, I would've
deviations
been-
from
I
the
would've bought
mean?
all the Jordans. I would have done the same thing
Yo,
he did.
you guys.
just move on.
Y'all love to
Yeah,
talk in
just move on. Go
circles.
ahead.
Just move on.
Right. Like you're
I'm
just
tired of
talking-
this. What's next?
But part of that, like, even when you're young, like, knowing the consequences, be like, all right, that's just 5 years. Like, my whole life's only been 16.
Yeah.
So I remember that. I was 11 5 years ago. It's nothing. So, like, when you're younger, like, time, you don't really have the same grasp of time as when you're older.
I think everything in hindsight is kind of like, damn, that shit was fast. Like even now, I'm like, bro, 3 years ago, I was fucking 24, and I'm like, bro, where did that time go? Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
But like
it's
Brandon
just
said, you might not have grasped time, but you grasp risk and reward.
risk and
And
reward,
so
yeah.
if you can, I guess, validate the risk over like the risk for the reward, and you still can like commit to doing it, so then accept the consequences that come with it.
Yeah,
Because you've already rationalized that this may or may not be worth it.
Yeah, but what if he doesn't really know the risk?
but I think he does.
I think the
it's
majority of
something
kids don't really fully grasp the risk.
I don't know, bro. You
I-
might be
I
giving
think-
kids too much benefit of the
I
doubt.
Because
Because one of the generations has a lot more access to information than
That's
any
true.
other generations previous. So the internet makes these kids way more advanced in their
And-
thought
And
processes.
he's probably
these
looking at it
kids
like
just-
this. I'm a minor. I ain't gonna get as much years
I can
as
finesse this.
if I was
yeah.
18.
That's the point I made earlier.
No, but I'm
But
saying
he
he
said
knows.
he's
He
probably
knows that.
knows,
yeah,
like,
yeah, that's fine.
If
He
I get
knows
caught, I'm good.
I'm
It's like,
good.
it's
I'm
criminals
a-
now. It's like if I get caught, I'm on my first offense. Like I have a clean record.
I'm a
Like,
kid.
I'll be straight. I get
shit,
slapped on the
I'm
wrist.
good.
Like you probably like I'm 16. I might get a slap on the wrist. My
You
mom
guys
get fired.
realize you're all making the same points?
I've been trying to tell them,
It's not. It's not.
and then
We're
they're
saying
like,
we
they're like,
should-
nah, and say something else.
We're
I
saying.
said move on. Don't laugh.
You're saying that he doesn't know the gravity of his thing. We're saying a lot of things we're saying are similar, but that part of it, we saying he knows the gravity of it, and he may be exploiting the gravity of it.
Yeah, because you saying he can't grasp.
He can't grasp it. We're saying
I
he
mean,
probably
I guess you
grasped
wouldn't-
it and realized I'm a
I'm
kid.
not saying him.
You wouldn't know that without talking to
I'm
him.
not
I
But that's
guess.
the
saying. Yeah,
situation we're
exactly.
talking
I'm not
about.
saying
You gonna
him.
find out when he going to trial.
No, but we were talking about. I said the majority of
Actually,
kids.
probably wouldn't.
But because he's a part of the minority of kids you do have, and then you're saying the majority of the kids who don't have that money, will they still do it? So it's like it's kind of like I don't know. To me, it don't make sense.
I feel like it.
Because the majority of the kids don't have the means to do it. So you can't really compare him to the majority of the kids. You have to go into his specific group of kids and then say that.
And then
but
find
it
out
has you have to get that
and look at
information.
their mindset and whatever is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I say we don't know unless we have a talk with these kids, and you literally have to do a whole damn study because you can't compare that little minority group to this majority, like because they're two different situations.
yeah.
Too many variables, like too many far in between. That's all I'm saying. That's what the precipice of everything I've been
But that
saying.
transitions us into the
But I'm saying, like, if we had the money, we'd probably be doing the same thing. And like, if you look at it, if anybody watched the Big documentary, he did the same thing, but it was with drugs. He was like, growing up a kid, he was the stoop kid, literally stoop kid sitting on the stoop, like his mom, Christopher, and all that, just sitting on the stoop. And he saw people were making money. The kid next door was making what, bands, making money. So he was like, dang, I want to make money like that dude. So he put him to the grind. Did he know that crack was bad? Yes. He saw the tweakers on the street. You know what I'm saying? Did he know people was getting killed who was selling the drugs? Yes. He saw it on the street, on Fulton and all that in the documentary. And he was like, I'm still going to do it because I can make, 7 bands in a week at that time? And he's like, I can be driving in the newest car and all that. He's like, the risk versus the rewards. He knows he can get popped. He knows he can get caught by the cops. He knows. But he's still saying, like, I'm making money. Like, that's when the risk versus rewards. Everybody knows the risk versus the rewards, no matter how old you are. And he was young when he started. So
he's like 14, 15.
Yeah. And so he knew. And he was like, I'm going to be, what did he say? I'm going to be a kingpin on this block.
That was his goal.
That was his goal. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he started to have the means when he started making the money. So then he's like, nah, I see a bigger thing for me. Forget rap. I'm gonna be a kingpin. And I'm going to run these streets.
Yeah, speaking of the documentary, how'd y'all like it?
It's great.
I enjoyed it.
It was lit. It was very good. Yeah. It was I think the delivery was similar to the Jordan doc and how they kind of set it up and told the story.
Yeah, I like that it was firsthand. Like, you got his personal testimonies, all the people that was there with him the whole time. So like, anytime you get
and the foresight of that dude to just record everything.
Yeah, like
that's crazy.
Vlogging before vlogging was a thing.
Vlogging.
Vlogging.
Vlogging, yeah. Noob.
But yeah, to have that foresight, like, nah, I'm just gonna record this in our entire life or whatever because we're doing stuff like before. That was the popular thing before video cameras were even the same level, and video was at the same like peak that it is now.
I thought it was great, and then we had a conversation about his influence from the West. And so I was saying that I thought the documentary was great, but also
and I watched it again and I took notes because you guys in the DMs, or not DMs, text messages had a lot of stuff wrong.
About what?
About, like, Brandon said that Brandon's not here. I'm wait for him to come back. You said that in the doc they said that he was influenced by the Chronic. He clearly said, Sean clearly says we were not influenced by the Chronic because we had already started making Ready to Die.
Sure, it sounds good.
You sure? Sure, it sounds good.
Sure, you can say that post.
No, but both of you were saying when we were talking that they said that he was
the other
influenced
dude
by
from the Source, the white guy from the Source magazine, said that was on their list. That was their album that they were looking at the most, The Chronic.
Yeah,
he says that.
Yeah, because he's saying he wanted to beat it and be better than
But if you're taking from it,
He didn't say he was taking from it.
No, I'm saying what does it say?
You said he was taken from the Chronic.
Yeah, you interrupted me. Sorry.
That's what you said.
Yeah, so
I said
the white guy said that's the album that they were looking at the most. I didn't say he was taking away from it, but I'm saying if you are taking away from something, you're not going to come out and say I took all this from the Chronic album. That's what I was saying.
I was saying that they used the West Coast blueprint, and they highlighted that in a documentary because they were saying, like, at that time the West Coast was putting out music that was a direct reflection of, like, their lives, and they had movies behind it, which made it more impactful. And at the time, a lot of the East Coast rappers were just rapidy rappers, like hippity hop, like the Rakims. They wasn't really taking you into the streets. So Big was like one of the first on the East Coast to give you that hard street rap of, like, yo, this is what it's like to be in the Bronx. But that comes from the West, directly from the West. Because then when he started doing that, he started making cameos in movies. He started on Martin's show.
So what you said when Sean said that early in the documentary, earlier than the next part when he said
the white guy said it earlier than Sean.
When you're talking about he didn't take away from it, because they were saying that they saw that the storytelling in it. And then that's when they said that that's what they wanted to incorporate into their music. That's what we're saying, the influence.
So I watched that part again, and I took a note on it. What they were saying was...
And not to mention at the time, Tupac and Big was super close. So that's even more reason to think that he was influenced from the West. The West don't get enough credit.
Yeah.
Phil loves the West.
Influence in what way? In the sound of his music or what?
The storytelling.
The blueprint.
Yeah.
So that's
He's-
nuanced also because he was rapping about what he knew and what he did, or what he was doing. Like those the other rapidy hip hop rappers or whatever you were saying, were rapping about what they knew and what they were doing.
Well, when he first came out, he was like a rapidy rap, like party and bullshit. Like party and bullshit.
Yeah, that's the first thing he released, but he wasn't that way when he was writing rhymes since he was in elementary school. He wasn't writing stuff like that. Is what they were saying. He did when he did his freestyle when you look like a kid walking up the stairs. That they ended the thing with it too. He wasn't rapping like the hippity hop stuff.
He was just rapping like he was rapping.
Right.
But it's the component of bringing the streets to the music, and like it's a combination of he used the blueprint from the West, and it's that plus the combination of the East Coast needed a savior because the West was so dominant. So the East Coast hanging on to that hip hop started here pride. They're looking for the next, like, we got to get back on top.
Right.
Big did a great job of bringing East Coast story from the West Coast blueprint, not using their sound all the way, but definitely making his music more melodic. The West Coast already had that in a lot of music because of G-Funk. So he didn't use necessarily G-Funk, but he did start singing a little bit on his choruses.
Yeah, he was. They mentioned that that's the first thing he went to. Yeah, he was more R&B, and it was an R&B writer, and
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like the perfect timing for him, but they was already doing that on the West, is what I'm saying.
Oh, all right. So, but you're saying that it was influencing his music, but that's where he started from. That's what he always liked and listened to. And when he was writing stuff when he was a kid, was stuff that was like that. When he was a kid, working with the jazz dude all the time, they wasn't making or writing or listening to the hip, like the current New York rap.
Well, he still listened to like
he listened to that,
yeah,
but what his style wasn't made from what he was listening to, like the
Big Daddy Kings,
the Big Daddy Kings, and the Big Daddy, like that wasn't what he did with his style and whatever. And you're saying that he got that influence from
what I'm saying is that he got his influence from the West because he said he wanted to tell the story.
Yeah.
And that's
is the blueprint.
So
it's the blueprint.
Yeah, and at that part, what he was saying, he was like, "Hey, I want what they got." That's what he said, word for word. And when he said, "I want what they got," he's like, he wanted to be in movies and get the entire experience of hip hop. Yeah. Now he wasn't saying that I want what they got, so I'm like copying that. He's like, no,
he did say he was the way they tell the story of the streets.
The blueprint, that's the blueprint.
They said that,
and that's what he used. And you could even like his trajectory would have been very similar. Yeah, I feel like his trajectory would have been very similar to Pac's, because now he was starting to get more into acting. He was starting to get more into like really having an on-screen presence, taking acting classes. So he was taking it to the next level, which like Pac was using, like Pac and a lot of different other artists had already been using that format. So I think that was his next trajectory, because that was the avenue he was about to enter to. I'm not saying he took the West Coast sound. I do think he took a part of the West Coast blueprint just made it East Coast, which was cool, and which is great, and it still makes him a great artist. But he needed that plus the timing that the West Coast was on top and the East Coast is so prideful, it just made him blow up even bigger, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I'm not disagreeing with that, but you saying that like his sound, the point I was saying is his sound in whatever doesn't sound like it was influenced by that. They talked about all the different areas and stuff, even like dancehall and stuff in Jamaican music back then was a huge influence, and you can hear that come through on his songs.
I like that. I thought it was a good dog though.
Yeah, so you kind of saying like it seemed like you guys were like saying they basically stole his whole basically like the Soldier.
No, I'm
not
saying he stole the flow. I'm just saying he used the blueprint.
Yeah, so that's when you get when nobody wants to say this influenced me, because then you feel like it takes away from you and what you did, and that was originally your own. Yeah. Well, when we saying that he was influenced by them, it's just saying like he took parts of it.
I'm saying he used a blueprint, made it his own. So it's not the West Coast sound.
Yeah,
he made it his own because he was still
telling
talented.
the story of the streets, and
still tell the story
graphically.
of the streets,
and how it affected him and how his mindset. And that's how the dudes in the West were doing it. So he's like, he took that. That's what I mean by influence. And but whenever somebody say influence, you immediately think, oh, he stole it. He stole it. You always think that like somebody stole something. But it doesn't always have to be like, you're always influenced by something. And if you want to say, oh, well, he wasn't influenced by the West, well, he was influenced by the melodic songs then. He took his sounds and stuff like that from there. From the jazz musicians, like he was like,
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
So you
You're
can.
not, well, that's what I said. You were saying the sound sounded like it came.
Some
it
of the
was
songs,
West Coast.
some of the songs do have like a very like West Coast kind of vibe to them. And I didn't say like all of them. I said some of them do have it. But you're gonna when you're running across music across the whole nation, some shit's gonna sound like over here and over
Right.
there. It's just a part of the thing. But I would say, oh yeah, but West Coast normally use a lot of these sounds, and I saw okay, Biggie had a couple of those sounds in there mixed in. It's not like he's totally ripping them. It's just like it's just like you get influenced. It's people, and they on and popping. Why won't you use some of what they're using the same blueprint to get on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That instead of creating your own, trying to go out and create something that's totally brand new, like you can. It's all right to get influenced by something that already works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I thought it was great though.
Yeah, it was a good doc.
That was real good ass doc. It's probably my
Everyone
number.
should watch it.
It's like my number 2 for like
recent.
entertainers,
Oh, what do you mean?
like biographies of it, like biopics of it, like not even
Oh,
biographies,
okay.
like documentaries. Because like I still think Bob Marley's documentary was the best
Mhm.
documentary I've ever seen in terms of like musicians.
Yeah, I
But
like
that's
the,
also biased.
Yeah, I like the way this one was set up and told, and how much old footage they used, and how like at every part and every part of the story they were trying to tell, they had some, like what you said, like the first take
Yeah,
or like the first take, or like
and just him in general. I
him,
think
yeah,
it,
him
Mhm.
talking about what he was going through and thinking. Like it's crazy to see how open he was about everything too.
Yeah, and
Like
that time-
how much he told, and how much like he was probably just talking to his friends on, and like the camera was on, but so maybe that's why it seems like it was more
very
open. But
humanizing for sure.
yeah,
Like
definitely.
it's the most personal you'll probably ever see of him in a documentary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all the other
Most
docs,
ominous, yeah.
docs, it kind of feels like you're third person in those other docs, like third person, versus you feel like you're having a first person experience
Yeah,
when you're
like
watching
just
this
sitting
one.
right there talking to him.
Yeah, like you're like, hey, I'm sitting here with Big.
Cause he's talking at you. Cause he's talking.
Right, 'cause he's talking to his homies and his
I
friends
want my mama to
and-
know that shit.
Like
you know
how
what
our
I'm
vlogs
saying?
might have been or whatever.
I want my mom to know that shit. Like, I gotta take care of mom. You know how that is. Like that's very conversational.
Dude, the part where she thought the crack was dried up mashed
Yeah,
potatoes, and
bro,
that's what she
what?
got. And she found out up on the podcast. She brought that her mom's. The mom was a highlight of that doc. She
Yeah, that
killed
was the
it.
best part, I think, to get his mom's perspective.
She was she was
She got
hilarious.
that in my house.
She was like, I thought he was working. Like
But she's always been good over the years in interviews. That
Yeah.
she talks about him. Like him and Tupac's mom was always very.
yeah, I like the focus on him going back to Jamaica every year and his
Gotta have that
uncle and
culture.
stuff. Yeah.
And it shows how it influences music. So I think that's kind of dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to all Jamaicans out there.
And it showed like he was like this musical prodigy since he was a kid.
Yeah. So he always had the talent. He just had to tap in.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta tap in. I want to tap in, but I'm not that musical.
No.
I didn't know anything about his dad either until this one too.
We still didn't learn much about his dad though.
Well, yeah, I didn't even know like what the whole
Wasn't
deal
there?
was, like how she was a single mom.
What dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of. I feel like niggas just back in the day just all used to move like
Yeah,
that.
he was supposed to be a good family man type dude.
Hey man, before technology, bro, you can move to 10
Two-
miles
two
away and have
blocks
a whole
away.
different family.
2 blocks away too in New York, because that's a couple 100,000 people in 2
For
blocks
real.
probably.
It's like, where's your dad? With his whole family on 10 minutes away, but you never see him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's madness.
But yeah, all in all, everyone go watch that doc. It was lit. You guys been watching anything else? Any series?
What else you
Recently?
You watch anything
I
recently?
don't think we've been watching anything
What's that
lately.
doc we watched last night?
Oh, there's this documentary on HBO Max about personality typing, like the personality tests,
Yeah.
and how they're discriminating against people getting jobs now. Because if you
Oh, really?
applied for a job recently, they make you take that, little standardized assessment where you answer all those questions. So
They're doing that now? You had to
They
do
do
that?
that with a
So-
lot of jobs, like pretty much everywhere if
Yeah,
it's a
I
big
do it in my
company.
new current
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Stupid.
And progressive, and not progressive. I was saying, it was talking about how the Myers-Briggs test is racist.
Yeah, it's not like culturally sensitive and it discriminates
Sexist,
against people
racist,
with
yeah.
like depression. And if you answer it
Mhm.
honestly, it'll basically rule you out for getting the job.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so now it talks about, well, now people learning how to finesse those personality
Yeah.
tests. So now they're moving to AI,
Because
and
I know,
facial recognition.
I know when you were taking yours, I'm like, Phil, you maybe shouldn't answer that one that way.
Let me answer
Like,
it for
put
you.
this.
I'm like, I should put this on. She's like, that.
Yeah, I'm like, no, don't put that. That's not what they want to hear.
Oh, Phil.
What? I like being honest, bro.
Yeah, no.
I could differentiate, so I know how to finesse them. But I just think, like, this is so stupid. Because,
It
like,
is.
as I'm taking it, I'm like, bruh, I'm finessing this shit.
What? Oh, the personality thing.
How do you take criticism? Do you take criticism well? I'm like, I mean, me personally, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I take criticism well. But a person that doesn't, they can't
They're gonna be like, no.
no.
And they're like, oh, he doesn't take criticism. I guess we can't.
Yeah, it's always like somewhat agree, somewhat disagree.
Yeah, it sounds
like,
very
it's-
stupid. Like, I wouldn't even,
Yeah.
as an employer, I wouldn't even want to do that because I'm just gonna get. If what's gonna happen is the people who are honest and probably good, good hardworking people, like, all right, I'm gonna be honest and take this for real, and even they might be depressed or whatever might rule them out. Could be good for the job, and that could be the job that makes him happy. But you're taking a bunch of people who are finessing and being like, oh, like I'm definitely
They're
like
just telling you what you want to hear.
exactly
Right.
just telling you what you want to hear.
But the numbers are like 75% of Americans are like depressed. So it's like, bro,
And
like
it's-
what?
and it was- and they-
Oh, okay, okay.
And they also argued that it's not effective
It's not.
because it's not science. It's
Even
it's
the
not
company that
research.
made it was like, you shouldn't use this to
We-
hire people.
This was in the comic section.
Yeah.
In the,
Yeah.
So it's like,
Does it exclude people? We'll use it. We'll use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, bro, this is so stupid.
so at this point, it's just like, and then it doesn't prove anything, right? Because, for instance, at my job, a chick obviously passed the personality test. She got hired. She quit in 2 days because she couldn't handle the stress of the job.
yeah,
And she was just like, just freaking out. I was like, I quit. 2 days. Didn't make it 2 weeks into training.
Special.
And we was like, wait, where's Shirley at? It's like, she just quit. She worked her second claim and was just like she couldn't do it.
yeah. I had a I guess I call her a coworker for a day. This is like at an ad agency where you get a lot of people who are just like straight out of college. So this is gonna be her first job out of college too, and she just seemed like the biggest like introvert. Also, very soft spoken, kind of just like very timid, and she ended up like crying on her first day
Oh,
and quit the next morning.
jeez.
That's
Yeah, and she was just talking my
Poor
ear
thing.
off at lunch. I was like, yeah, I was thinking when I was at lunch. This is at like 1 o'clock, halfway through the day. I'm like, she might not make it. Like, I wonder how long she's gonna last. Like, she might not make it to the end of the week. She quit the next morning. Like because we had the reason why I was like her buddy or whatever is 'cause I think she might have been the first hire after me too. But we were gonna have the same supervisor, so it's like, oh, just like, and he's like, no one really liked working with him. He was like, he's just very strict and very like particular or whatever, and very like straight to the point. So like if you didn't like bluntness or whatever, you just wouldn't like understand or whatever. So he was like super straight to the point with her or something. Like he asked her for something and like she also couldn't really give him an answer, and he's like, can you just tell me? It's right here. We just talked about it. Like think back to what we were talking about. Like kind of like that. And like he's thinking he's trying to be helpful, and
It's just coming off as
sometimes
more
it,
brutal.
yeah, and it's just coming off as
Aw.
rude, and especially to her, it's super fragile. I was just
Yeah.
like,
Poor thing.
Now it's interesting now because I've been training now and like I have a very blunt supervisor.
yeah.
But in my evaluation, I put that I can handle bluntness. Like I
Right.
prefer that.
That's why they put me because I can work with anybody. Like
Yeah. And I prefer you just tell me where I'm messing
Yeah,
up.
I prefer
Yeah.
straightforward. Just
Yeah,
tell me.
Be
Just tell
straightforward,
me.
but just be patient with me because I gotta learn my why. And so like my supervisor's like going over some stuff with me, and she's very blunt, and she's just like, well, why? Well, you're not doing this, and I'm like, oh, I need to do that. And then like she'll text me like later in the day and be like, hey, are you okay? I just wanted to make sure you wasn't discouraged. And I was like, nah, I'm straight. Like, I don't mind criticism. She was like, okay, because, sometimes when I have these talks with people, I really discourage them. And I'm like, nah, I told you this is me. Cool. I need to know where I'm like, this helps me because I know where I need to get better at.
Mhm.
So I'm like, but I'm like, no, and I'm like, also I'm competitive. I'm like, I used to be an official, so no matter how good you do, you're
Used to be
always
what?
told an official.
You said it. You get an official.
An official. I used to officiate, so I'm like, no matter how good you do, they're always gonna be like, you could have did something better.
Right.
And that's how I feel like in any corporate job, it's the same way. Like you could do a great job, and they're always gonna be like, hey, you did great, but you could do this better. Like my manager literally just did that to my homeboy. He got a shout out. He got a shout out in the team chat. It's like, oh, you snapped on this, blah, blah, blah. Big manager comes in and is like, hey, just FYI, this looks good, but you could have did this, this, and this. And I'm like, bruh, like, just kill this man's
Just
name.
rain on his parade.
For real. Like, let him have his shine.
And you could have seen that, like, separately, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did for everybody. But sometimes it break people. It don't break me. I just be chilling.
It discouraged people. That would definitely be like, this nigga.
I'd be like, he a hater.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even got mad. I was like, folks, you hate.
It's-
Let me be great.
That's crazy. But I guess we kind of just talked about Big versus Pac. We want to maybe we'll wait for Zach.
We gotta wait for
that one.
Zach for that one, yeah.
Mhm.
We
We
gotta
got a
wait for
couple
Zach.
verses.
Hopefully get Luke back on. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? My niggas get straight.
I don't know what you're saying. Oh, okay. I
I
got
was
it.
trying to get it. I was gonna say free my nigga Luke, but
Free Luke.
Yo, COVID got him locked up. You're right.
yeah, free my niggas, man. We miss y'all, especially Luke.
That man doing
You
a
think Luke's
5
ever
to
gonna be
10.
on the podcast again?
I don't know, G. He might have the gift that
We-
keeps on. You know what
This
I'm
part of the podcast, we're just gonna talk a little bit about Luke. Wait. Go ahead. I missed that. What'd you say?
No.
Repeat
saying? I
it.
can't repeat that.
No.
You can't. It's
cannot.
on the
can't repeat
podcast.
that.
I wonder if I'm too loud.
I can't repeat that.
Oh,
but that's
my
it.
God. Why? Why'd you say that?
That's that COVID.
Bro, wow.
That's the vid.
Oh dear.
This nigga Phil.
What I do? I didn't do. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's that
we
new
missed
strain
Luke.
of COVID.
The new strain.
I didn't know there was a new
Folks got
Yeah, what if he is like patient 001 for the
Right.
new strain?
that'd be wild if he had like a
The
strain
next
that lasts for
wave.
2 months. Bruh, it literally would be Luke's luck.
Oh,
With his
Yeah.
immune system, it would be his luck. I just found out I'm 2 months. Like, damn.
It only
G.
happens to people with really, 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 really weak
You
immune
think-
systems.
You think he's drinking his vegetables and stuff? Like drinking
I don't know,
vegetable
bro.
juice or
I don't think
juicing?
he's drinking enough ginger.
Where is he hanging out at? Like, is he still at her house?
Yeah. He in
Yeah,
the same
he's just-
spot.
Yeah.
Bro been quarantined. He been following the rules. It's just that.
Wait,
you
does
know,
she got it? Has she been testing?
Yeah, she's been testing too, but I don't know. That's
It depends on how he getting taken care of. He's probably
That's a
isolated. Knowing
HIPAA
them, he's
violation.
isolated, bro.
That nigga in the
Yeah.
He's probably
closet.
been in his room chilling.
no.
with a
Same-
hoodie on.
Same quarters.
Yo, he hasn't had a haircut. I gotta FaceTime him.
That's facts.
Oh,
That's facts. That's a good call.
that white
It's
patch is
lit.
probably glowing
And
right
he's
now.
probably pale as hell.
For sure.
Jeez, man. Well, get better, Lukey. We love you, man.
Hopefully, my dog Zach's free.
Come
He probably
back
straight,
so
though.
Phil doesn't force me to be on the podcast again.
I didn't. Don't say it like that. Like
I'm
you just in
kidding.
this abusive relationship with me.
I have to do what he
It's just
says.
like you
That's
have your
right.
arm. You
Yeah,
have
I
your
heard her.
arm around
Mm-hmm.
her,
You
but she's
look at her
leaning away
face, she's
from you.
scared.
I can't
Yeah.
leave
Nope.
Oh my god.
What's the only way out this relationship?
in a box.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Danny, blink twice if you feel like your life's in danger.
Just in case any listeners are concerned, I need help.
One more blink. One more blink.
Which is not true. 'cause
One more
she
blink. I'll
actually-
call 911.
She actually beats me. So
Jeez. Wait, hold on.
Whoa.
Did this just turn it as we're ending the pod? Turn into a
Bro, you're Johnny
intervention?
Depp?
bro, she put her hands on me all the time. Y'all niggas see it?
Is this?
His love language is physical touch. So
Not that physical touch.
He definitely did
He
say
did
physical
say
touch.
that.
But it ain't.
If you ain't define
It
it,
ain't getting smacked up.
you
physical
better
touch.
like it.
It ain't getting smacked up, throwing her palms on. She be hitting me, G.
One
I'd be
thing,
mad too.
one part of physical touch that Danny does that Phil absolutely loves is when he's really frustrated and she pats his back and
Oh
rubs in
my
a circle.
God, that is
I
hilarious.
hate that. Stop.
okay.
That's his
Stop.
favorite physical touch.
I hate that actually. She
Does
knows that too.
Does she
I
beat
know.
you and make it bark like a dog?
She not in that.
No.
Why you trying to have a
he said that with a
Danny's
size.
business all out on the podcast?
She's not in that.
She's not into
You
that.
just,
Unfortunately.
He discouraged.
unfortunately.
His boss can't discourage him, but Danny just did.
He doesn't take that criticism well.
I probably get beat after this
Damn.
episode.
How we
No,
get on
don't
Phil?
tell people
We're
that.
talking.
You know you be beating me.
Phil
I
gonna have a
don't.
black eye for the next
You
episode.
don't beat me?
No,
How many
never.
times you put your hands on me?
It's a tap.
Is it a tap?
Physical
Just
touch.
like
It's
that.
not like that.
Little
It's-
tap.
No, where you tap me at?
On your
Wait,
chest.
we're
What
not
do
trying
you
to show.
mean?
We're
No.
not trying to show that on the podcast.
Where do you
We don't
tap
want to
me
know
at?
where her hands go.
You be hitting me in my
it's
face.
been.
We have a healthy relationship.
I
I
mean, we
need to-
could
I
leave
need to
the
get-
cameras on and leave the room. For
I'm
you.
blinking. Look, G, I'm blinking, G. Help me.
Help us on the way. All right, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, man. But, you know. I guess love is in the air. It still works for us, I guess. I hope. Maybe.
You don't look optimistic right now.
I'm scared.
Yeah, we need a very small violin for this part.
Yeah,
I feel like if I say something wrong, I might get hit.
call the broke boy.
She did call me a broke boy.
No, don't put that on there.
She definitely called me a broke boy. We gotta talk about
No, I don't want that
it.
on there.
Why? That's a funny
Nah,
story.
air it out.
Yeah,
When I get drunk, I tend to say mean things. I'm
Her
usually a pretty reserved person, but when I drink, I
Say
say
your
exactly what's
truths.
on my mind.
and Phil's an easy target.
She called
So
me a
I
broke
said
boy.
some not nice things to him in front of a group of people.
She called me a broke boy.
Dang, that's crazy.
Did you slap you that night too?
No,
Ah, shit, that was a slap, nigga. That's worse than a slap.
Oh, that was a slap.
and I still feel bad about it.
Oh, I
I've
thought she,
apologized a million times.
I definitely thought she was gonna. I still feel the same.
No.
I still feel the. Oh,
Now I done
I
got my
almost
coins
left
up
it.
since then. I
Yeah?
was inspired to go. I had to
you
go
have
make
$3
more
whole
money.
dollars now.
I had to go make more money. I sat on that shit for a week. Like, she folks call me a broke boy. Like, she tried me.
You just were you punching in the air like a Cuba Gooding
Nah,
Jr.?
it just threw me off, bro. Cause it was like she was just like, "You're a broke boy" out of nowhere, and I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Where did that even come
I
from?"
was very drunk and I don't remember this. I just remember hearing about it when you told me the
I'm
next
like,
day.
where did that come from?
So she just definitely thinks she's broke. Boy.
She definitely thinks I'm broke, which is wild.
Are you broke?
A little bit.
A little bit. Oh, so she's not guilty.
Nah.
She's not
It's lit.
wrong.
I
To an
think we're all
extent.
broke until
Yeah,
we
to
got 7
like
figures.
Elon Musk money.
Yeah, to get like Musk money. I'm
Yeah,
a broke boy. But a happy broke boy.
Yeah, you can't. You don't even have enough clothes for yourself.
I don't even have socks on.
whose shirt is that?
Yeah, whose shirt is that?
Whose shirt is that?
Damn, this is Julian's shirt.
That ain't even your.
He asked for it back today too. I told him I'm still borrowing it.
Cause why?
I like it.
Cause you're a broke boy.
Probably.
What?
But I like the shirt, Jules. I'm sorry. I'll give it back eventually. But you don't even need it right now.
Nah, you can't. You can't wear it. He has to wear his uniform 24/7.
He's like, is that my... Every time I wear it, he goes, is that my shirt? I'm like, yes, I'm still borrowing it.
I'm still borrowing.
He's
You
never
borrow
getting
it?
that back.
You're borrowing it for the next 30 years.
Nah, for like another maybe 6 months. I'll probably get back at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I want to get a couple more wears out of it. It's a nice shirt.
I mean, you stretched out the collar now.
No, I didn't. His shirt's collar's already stretched out. This is how the shirt fits. It's a
Uh-huh.
good and Julian gained weight a little bit of weight. He's got like swole weight. I don't think he'd
He
be able to
did?
fit this.
You don't think you can fit that? Dang, you just called Julian chunky on live
Bruh,
TV.
Jules, you're chunky,
No,
bro.
I
According
said-
to Phil's eyes.
No, I'm like it's not Julian's. Y'all know what I
He
mean.
said he got that military weight on him.
Yeah, Julian's like he's like swole. He's not fat, but he ain't like chiseled Jules either. Like when he was running 3-4 miles a day, Jules.
Yeah.
He's like military weight. Like he's comfortable.
So you don't think he could wear that?
I mean, he could fit it
You just don't want to
He just
unborrow it.
in
Exactly.
essence. Yes.
In
He just,
essence.
he just making excuses.
In essence, correct. But I'll have to give it back eventually.
I got a question. Everybody here played Pokemon back in the day, right?
Mm-hmm. Except for Dani.
I
What
play Pokemon.
was
Wait, you play Pokemon for
I
real?
used to. I
You
had it
said-
on
Why,
my
you
Game
think
Boy.
she's
On
like
Game
not fun?
Boy.
You
Wow.
had a Game Boy?
Yeah, I had it on my Game Boy. I had to steal the
How you
games from
didn't
my
even
brother.
what time out? This is very important. What color game is this a game? Is this Game Boy Color or
Yeah.
Game Boy what?
Game Boy Color.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had both.
So, this is a really good relationship question. What? Ask her what color, or try to guess the color she was.
Oh, good question.
We talking about the flip Game Boys? The ones that
No, I
flip?
No,
had
Game
the
Boy.
old school Game Boy Color with the
rectangle.
screen and the.
Oh, you probably had what, like purple?
I had turquoise.
I was close. I had the purple one.
You guys
Loser.
are
That's
over.
not close.
Which purple? Did
You
you
guys
have
are over.
the solid purple or the translucent
You had
purple?
the
I had
translucent.
purple.
Translucent.
I did have the translucent.
Dang, so you were kind of icy.
The solid purple was ugly.
Yeah, it was. That's what I was asking.
No, I had the translucent. And
You mean
then
the purple or the indigo?
Hmm?
Because I had the indigo.
No, I had the
No, there was
translucent.
a purple one.
Yeah, it was
There was
like-
a
Oh,
dark,
okay.
like a purple.
I had that one, and then I had the silver one that flips. The
Oh,
square.
the
The purple
SP.
was like this color. Then
That was Game Boy SP. That was the
SP,
best
yeah.
one with a little light on it. You
Yeah.
could light the screens. You could play in the
Mhm.
dark.
I had that one. I had
That was the
Pokemon Silver and Gold.
craziest technology back then.
Mm-hmm.
Like having the little LED so you can see the
Bro, you
screen
be out
and
in
play
the
at night.
Be out in
That's
the
how niggas is hooked now.
backyard just playing.
Because there used to be little gadgets and attachments for the
Right.
Game Boy
Yeah.
Color
Like a little
to
book
shine a
light.
light.
Game Boy
And-
Advance. Yeah, I don't
Game
think it
Boy
wasn't for
Advance,
the
too.
Game Boy. I don't think it was for the color, right?
Yeah, I think you could use that on both because you just had
I
the
don't
little
know.
adapter.
I don't
Maybe it was
know.
the Advance.
All I remember is I had it for the Advance. That's
Yeah.
So I don't even know. I didn't even know.
You guys remember trading Pokemon?
I
With
used
the
to,
little cords?
I used to finesse the
Bro.
kids, the young kids in the
Bro,
neighborhood.
the best
I lived
question,
in
this is-
predominantly like I lived in a white neighborhood.
This
yeah?
is
Like
This-
in middle school. I went
So
to
you're saying white kids are more vulnerable?
Yeah.
So you see white kids that steal their mom's
And
credit
so-
card and buy. I was just kidding. And buy
God.
tennis shoes
no,
and
in,
sell them.
in suburban areas at that age, yeah, because we were all lived in the same socioeconomic.
Phil was over there making the white people force trades.
No, I wasn't forcing them. I was just giving them.
Give me your goddamn Pokemon if I
And
beat you up.
And it was all they was also not my age, so it'd be like a year or two younger than me.
Oh my god.
So
So
it was
you're
like
stealing Pokemon from old kids.
no, I wasn't stealing. I was trading.
Making bad
But I'd be
trades.
like, I'll give you 5 like
That's wild,
a
bro.
Bulbasaur or some bullshit, and they'd be like, oh, I got this like Mew, so they think like they'll get 5 Pokemon, not knowing that it's 5 weak ass Pokemon for like a holographic Mew or Chauncey or something crazy like that.
Yo,
Yo,
wait,
Phil,
you mean the
wild,
cards?
Yes, bro. I had a holographic Mew. I had a Japanese Mewtwo holographic.
wild.
I had a Chauncey.
Yeah.
Bro, my collection was OD.
I thought
And
you
I
were talking
had a
about with the
bunch of-
game,
no,
the video
I'm
game at
talking
first,
cards.
but with cards, you were stealing these little kids' cards.
Trading, bro. We agreed to trade. And we were all
agreed to
minors.
trade.
Bro.
Yo, you are a terrible person.
That's
You knew
messed up.
exactly what you knew, the risk and the reward. You
Yeah.
knew all that.
No, I would. You would get in
Yeah.
trouble for that because it's trading.
So
It was just you got.
here's a good question. When you guys played the game, which Pokemon did you pick?
I
Did you
was
pick
Charizard.
Charmander?
I was Charmander.
Charmander, Squirtle, or Bulbasaur?
I did Charmander first, and then Bulbasaur. No, Squirtle, and then Bulbasaur last. I like Charmander the most.
I was
Always-
a Squirtle.
I always hate. I got Charmander.
I was always Charmander. I would always go with Charmander first. What about you?
Charmander was the
Squirtle. I really like turtles. Or I did when I was a kid.
Squirtle. I think
Squirtle.
Blastoise is my favorite.
Squirtle was probably the coolest. I remember Squirtle had the shades on and
Yeah.
like that. They
And
were-
Blastoise is like he had the 2 cannons on his back. Pa, pa, strap.
But I like Charmander because there's like that one episode, like it was like the saddest episode of like Pokemon when Charmander was like holding a leaf over his flame so it wouldn't go out while it was raining, and he was like,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, bro, I'm crying, like this nigga gonna die, bro. I was
They just
emotionally
had their
upset that whole
25 year
episode.
anniversary.
Did they? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Pokemon just did.
Yeah, Charmander. But yeah, they're actually opening up an open world Pokemon game. They're coming out with it. An open world.
What does that mean?
Like how you have
You can-
GTA,
yeah,
you
you
go
go-
anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's open world. You can just go anywhere and there's like Pokemon all
I
around.
haven't played
And
it,
you can
but-
throw Pokeballs at the damn bro. That looks lit.
Yeah, that sounds lit for sure.
Yeah, it's like, bro, I'm definitely playing that. All the homies get on there in the open world and we just like battling this.
Yo, VR, that's gonna transition into VR
Yeah.
real fast.
Bro.
Like like you already have open world, and then you just throw some headsets on, or like once VR comes out, people are just gonna play GTA in real life,
Bro.
stealing people's cars.
Bro, VR, the videos of people playing VR, they have to come up with a better system. Cause I've seen a man jump into a TV, like dive into a TV
That's
playing
crazy.
VR and broke the TV. It was the funniest thing I ever
Every
seen.
time I play for you, all the
And
girls
yeah.
are nice.
What's going on over here? We have more trouble in paradise.
No. I was just showing her a comment. Girls be like, and whenever I post her on the socials, girls always comment.
Hard eyes.
Yeah, if ever we got a picture, bro, it gets 300, 200 likes. If I picture of myself, maybe 120, maybe.
They like me.
Nah, they just like to see me in a relationship because they can't have a real nigga.
They don't want you out in these streets.
Oh, you're hilarious, bro.
That's what it be.
All right, I think we're good. We can wrap this up.
I think so, man.
All
How's your
right.
time with us, Dan?
I had a good time. You know, I didn't have a lot to say about some of the topics, but I had a good time.
That's generally you in life.
Okay.
Yeah, if we had we known even a little more in advance, we probably could have
Yeah.
This
come up
is-
with some good ones for her.
This is the most I've heard her talk in my entire life. I'm
Yeah.
telling her.
This is actually the most I've ever talked at one time.
It's
I'm proud of
crazy.
you.
Crazy.
I'm so
She's
proud
tired.
of you.
She needs some water.
She might go to sleep after this.
Yeah,
gotta-
I'm exhausted.
She's talking like she's a puppy. Like I gotta run her around so she can knock out
This is
later.
way too mentally taxing on. Hey, y'all better lay off my shorty. We don't play that.
She's a speech pathologist.
I am,
that doesn't
ironically
speak.
enough.
That done talk.
Yeah.
Are you just talking all day at work?
My job is to help other people talk and communicate and swallow.
So you go,
So, yeah.
and they do stuff?
Exactly.
She's helping Phil too.
Well, tell us more about your speech pathology job before we were about to close it out. and
Yeah,
then-
so I'm a medical speech pathologist, so I work in a hospital. So my role is to evaluate and treat patients who have had, strokes, brain injuries, people who have been on ventilators, and my job is to make sure they can communicate properly. And also, little known fact, I help treat swallowing disorders. That might happen when you have a brain injury or if you had a tube down your throat. So I've actually been working in the COVID unit quite a bit. So that's always a blast.
Are you vaccinated?
I am vaccinated.
Thank
Ooh.
God.
Yes.
She was like, was she
Why
there
you say
yesterday?
thank God for?
No, no, because she said she works in the COVID center quite a bit.
Mhm.
But they got the best of the best. Like she
Yeah,
be
I
guarded
get
up.
a N95, a gown, a face shield, goggles, so I'm fully protected when I see these
Yeah,
patients.
she be straight because this whole time she comes home every day and we've been straight.
Yeah.
Like you haven't tested positive this whole COVID.
No.
She's vaccinated. What about you, Phil?
No, I'm
Extra
not
lit.
vaccinated. I'm not getting vaccinated. I'm not.
You got Dani looking at you.
No, she knows how I feel. I'm not getting vaccinated. It's a trial, bro. I'm straight.
Yeah,
I'm straight. Damn.
there it is.
I'm straight.
I'm okay with people choosing not to get it as long as you're not spreading misinformation about it.
Do I spread? It's really a trial, though. That misinformation?
I mean,
Because we don't know the effects long term. So it's a trial. So you're voluntarily signing up to take the vaccine when we don't know the full consequences of the vaccine, which is cool, and I'm all for people doing, but I'm not doing that. I'm straight, especially if I haven't had COVID this entire pandemic and I've been fine. I don't see the need for me to take the vaccine.
Tell them why you haven't had it.
What do you mean?
Because you were
Vegetable.
vegan.
Oh, yeah, big V's.
Big V's.
Big V's. But yeah, no, I felt fine this
What's the
entire
big V gang sign?
oh,
He's gonna get real bad.
yikes.
Big V's. But
You
no,
light
but
up you light up the sky?
I've also felt fine this entire pandemic, so
Big V's.
I'm one of the people that's like, yeah, I'm straight. Cause again, when you look at the science and who's primarily affected, I'm
Mhm.
not in that category. So I feel like I shouldn't. Just like I don't take the flu I don't take a flu shot
Yeah.
because I feel like that's a little bit similar.
I agree with him on that.
Yeah.
So if I don't take the flu shot, I'm not gonna take this because I'm straight. I don't like the concept of putting something in my system to fight it off. I'd rather just catch it naturally.
Organic.
Facts.
Mhm.
What? Go ahead. You can
No,
say
I don't disagree. I think, that's a personal decision you have to make. For some people, the risk might be, not as great as the reward.
Yeah, I'm healthy, so.
Yeah, risk and reward.
And like I said, if you sick, take that shit.
This whole
You might need it.
episode's gonna be
Risk
named
and reward.
versus reward.
If you sick, take it. But me, I'm living time be about 90.
Now, Luke needs to take the vaccine
All facts.
when he gets done with this.
You probably should take it now.
Can he?
You gotta wait if you've had COVID. Like, you gotta wait like a couple months before you get the vaccine.
Wow.
It's gonna put him down.
Oh.
No, for real.
I don't know the exact science behind it, but I do know they suggest you wait if you've actually had COVID.
No, the science is put
That's
him
what
down.
he said.
The
bro.
science-
No,
But
like, it's
yeah,
not gonna
no.
put him down. Like, it's gonna
Like,
knock
take
him out.
back and put 2 shots in his head. What the fuck?
Like, he not gonna be doing great, is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
it'll make him sicker. if he takes it.
Probably, yes,
Yeah,
most likely.
probably. It's just the way you said it.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Put him
Luke.
down.
But yeah, honestly, it's amazing that Luke didn't get super sick. If he has it for 2 months, great. As long as he didn't
As long
get
as
super
he's
sick.
Gucci, bro,
Yeah.
keep it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we could have lost our boy.
Yeah.
All right, do the drop. Do the drop on that note.
I can't even do it.
Hey.
All right, that's been another episode of the pod. It's the Zac Mamba with my boys, Brandon, Phil, and my girl, Dani.
Hey.
And y'all know what time it is, motherfucker.
Make sure you like and subscribe. You can comment too.
But make sure y'all download too, because we need them downloads, like Zach would say. And that's a wrap, y'all boys.